Well, everyone, Jeffrey here again. I'm back at the Cat 60. I had to take a few days off to get that 327 to get the apart, to get the block and the crank to the machine shop to make sure it's ready for a big project that's going to be coming up at the beginning of June. And hopefully this will be running long before then. So I think I left off with chasing threads and lapping the valves, and I'll show you what I'm up to next. I've cleaned the push rods, and I'm going to show you here. These are guides that are pressed into the head for the push rod to go through. And when I took it apart, the one on this side stuck to the push rod. And when I pressed it out, the guide came out. So I'm going to have to take this out to the shop, put it on the press the guide off, and after I have the head all cleaned up, valves installed, when I take it out to install it on the crawler, then I'll put it in the press and press that guide back in there. Now I want to show you a few other things about it. I'm getting that far to start working on push rod tubes when I get the heads on. If you can see, there's a ring wore into the head there a little bit, and that would come from the push rod sitting against it. I don't know if they ever had any kind of a seal on the top there or not. There was nothing when I took on any of them when I took it apart. But what I'm going to do is make a thin leather like washer and glue it onto the head here around that guide for that push rod to sit up against. I think it'd just be a good thing to do. So, but that'll be when I get the head, when I get that far. So right now, I'm going to continue with, let's see, I'd chased the threads. I decided I have to clean the head bolt holes. I'd kind of forgot about that because you don't want any dirt coming out of those falling down when you install them, slide them down over the studs. So, when I took that 327 to town, I stopped and got some brushes. I was thinking about what kind of brushes to get through there to clean that with, something long enough, and I came up with these wire brushes you use for plumbing, cleaning copper fittings before you solder them. And I got 3 different sizes, and for cleaning these head bolts, I broke the plastic handle out, pinched it flat, and just put it on this rod to run it through with a drill. And for the push rod tubes, I have the bigger one. That one I'll probably cut off here and weld a rod to it so I can run it with a drill to go through and clean the inside of these push rod tubes. But that'll come later. And to clean the inside of the guide, I have the smallest little 1/2-inch brush that works just perfect for cleaning the inside of those. It's a good tight fit. So now I'm going to go at cleaning head bolt holes. And this brush is a good tight fit going through there too. So this is working real good. My brush came unhooked. I got to put that back on. I got it back together. So I'll keep going. Ooh, look at the rust that came out of that one. That's 4 of them, 3 to go. And one more. A lot of rust coming out of them. And with the drill I could run it in both directions. So I think that worked great. That really scrubbed those holes clean. And if you look up here, I also used this brush to clean the hole where that guide has to be pressed back in. So now I'm going to chase the threads in this hole. This is a blind hole, so I'll run the tap in first. Blow it out. I'll run the tap in again. Well, that's good. Now I'm going to dress the spark plug hole. I don't have a tap that size, and the threads really look real clean. But I thought about cutting off a spark plug and welding a handle to it or something and chasing the threads. But the threads look pretty clean, and I decided I got my biggest brush I bought. It's a good tight fit, and my real stiff fine bristles, run it all the way through. And then back. And those threads look nice and clean. I'm going to see if I have a spark plug I can try in it. Now I have one of the spark plugs that were in the heads from 50 years ago. I had cleaned up a little bit. I'm just cleaning the threads up on it a little bit. See how it screws in. Now, this is interesting. Well, some of you older guys have seen these. These are the old spark plugs where you can take the porcelain out. And I guess you could actually just replace those, or you could take them apart and clean them down inside really good. But this one, if you notice, this one's bent. We'll try bending it back. This spark plug has two electrodes, or two, I don't know which one you call that, but there's two of them on there. So the spark could jump to one side or the other. And who knows? I know I buy these used at swap meets. I got a bunch of them. I'd like to put original old spark plugs in it, which I'm sure I'll be able to do. I'm sure this one would even work again, clean it up. But let's see how it goes in the hole. All I have to do is get it started straight. I take it out and give it a little lubrication. Oops, that was plenty. We'll try it again. It screws all the way in real nice. And when I talk about this tractor was put together from parts, and they had painted it, plug wires and all, and it must have been painted when this spark plug was on it, because you can see there's yellow paint on the spark plug too. So, well, this head is ready for the final cleaning. I'll do it the same way in hot soapy water and spray it down with WD-40, and then install the valves and take it outside to press the other guide in before I set it on the tractor. So before I clean it though, I want to get all four heads to this stage before I clean them. And I don't know if I'll get them all done tomorrow, but I think I'm about done for tonight. And it's going to be another big moment when I set the heads on. So thanks again for watching, and I hope you're enjoying the whole series of me putting this thing together. And hopefully you'll stick around to see the first startup. Hopefully by early to middle to late spring. So we'll see you on the next one. Bye.